Hi guys, this is GSM.com and I'm here in Taiwan with the freshly unveiled ASUS ROG Phone 2, the latest gaming phone. It actually inaugurates a few things. It's the first phone with a Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 Plus processor, and this time they moved on to a 120 Hz screen. The basic design seems to be the same. If you look at the back side, you'll feel it's very familiar. It's glass and metal, of course, glass at the back, glass at the front, aluminum frame in between, and of course we have this special lighting system, the Aura lighting system. But one of the most important novelties is that they upgraded the camera system. This, you can see here, is actually the same combo from the ZenFone 6. It's a 48 and 13 megapixel shooter, the exact same cameras. Here a dual LED flash, and here we have the cooling section of the device. Once again, Qualcomm Snapdragon 855 Plus. And the biggest surprise, if you ask me, during the unveiling of the phone was probably the fact that it has a 6,000 mAh battery. Okay, so let's access gsm.com. Here we go. So 6,000 mAh battery. That sounds mighty impressive if you ask me. Should be enough for something like 7 or 8 hours of PUBG mobile, maybe even 9. That's what the officials figures say. Even though on paper it seems heavy, 240 grams, to be honest, in real life it feels much lighter. The weight has been distributed differently on the right and the left side. That's probably why. And they actually focused on a heavier side here, so you can actually keep the phone like this in a better fashion. Of course, once again, we have these triggers areas. So there's one trigger here and one trigger here if you're going to do some gaming on the device. Okay, now let's talk about the screen. Obviously, the size has increased. We're dealing here with a 6.59-inch display, and the resolution is 2340 over 1080 pixels. It's a 120 Hz screen, but it has a touch sampling rate of 240 Hz, which actually leaves the iPhones behind in the dust. They were actually bragging about that aspect. 12 gigabytes of RAM and also UFS 3.0 storage, which should be available in up to 512 gigabyte storage. Other things we're mentioning, let's actually play with the options a bit. From what I understood, you can even use a sort of stock interface, less ROG UI customization if you don't like it. And if we go in the specialized option here, well, you can actually find some new features for the phone. I'm talking about software features. So you got the games lobby, where you can go between games, see your game list, your game profile, your armory crate, and here you can see the temperature and make all the tweaks for a better experience. Game Genie, air triggers, which are the triggers I mentioned before, the capacitive ones, tutorial, fan speed, and system lighting, which you can actually tweak here. I can change the color. Let's try and change it from here. Okay, so it's color cycle, it's breathing, and I can actually play with it, making something like this. You can see it's glittering right now in a shade of blue, and that's what the lighting system is all about. They also improved everything. Supposedly these two stereo speakers, one at the top, one at the bottom, are up to 2.5 times louder than the predecessor, even though the predecessor was pretty loud. And I should also mention that you have UFS 3.0 storage and also 6,000 mAh battery in a package that measures 9.48 millimeters in thickness. You can see the special port here for various accessories. For example, we have this Aero Cooler Generation 2 here, and now it's more silent and it's better cooling for the device. Okay, so let's actually put it on. I'm going to do this right here. Insert it here. Okay. Place it here. Snap it on, and here we go. The cooler is on, and it actually lights up on its own, which is pretty nice. An update is required. Hopefully it doesn't break anything. Okay, and this is the cooler you're seeing here. It's going to rotate like a regular fan and cool up your device while also adding another audio jack and a USB Type-C port. Okay, everything is done, and to be honest, this looks pretty badass. The lighting you can see here, and it also adds, it actually decreases the temperature a bit. Okay, and you can play with it from here. Okay, console, air triggers, fan speed, which can be set to this, can be set to lower or higher, and actually tweak it to your lighting. and I can actually feel it, but this time it's a bit less noisy because people complain about that aspect. Okay, let's remove it. Sadly, I don't have a price yet. What I can tell you is that once again we have a ton of accessories for this gaming phone. I don't know if I forgot anything. Talked about the RAM, talked about the CPU, talked about the amazing 6000 mAh battery. The screen offers HDR 10-bit support, and other things worth mentioning is that ASUS has some partnerships with the likes of Asphalt 9 and also a few other games like Free Fire, and probably more partnerships in the future, and something like Mobile King. Anyways, there should be more details over the next period. We have Bluetooth 5.0, there's also USB Type-C at the bottom, there's also an audio jack here, dual stereo speakers at the front, and I forgot about the front camera. It's actually a 24 megapixel shooter, which is good, so you can use it to stream, so you can stream your gaming session from here. And Game Genie will come into play when it comes to that. So as you know, Game Genie is useful if you want to do a streaming session and tweak the options. And speaking of streaming and important stuff, the fingerprint scanner is down in the screen, and you also have authentication via face. There are a lot of things to say about this device. Just remember that it has the ZenFone 6 camera at the back, and just remember it has this cool lighting, premium materials, and a big, huge 6000 mAh battery in a 240-gram package, plus lots of accessories. This has been it from gsno.com. First contact with the ASUS ROG Phone Generation 2. We'll be back with a full review very soon. Bye bye.